What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having an awesome Saturday, start to their weekend. Let me just get a few things set up here before we jump on into stuff. I appreciate whoever's here. I appreciate y'all stopping by. I appreciate y'all's support. Let me just get a few things set up and we'll jump on into it. There's been a lot of things going on this weekend, guys, or this week. With the whole Hex Conference, that was a huge deal, huge success. The way you just seen the community come together, and it's just amazing. I've seen a lot of different conferences come around, and just the way the Hexicans, with all the drama that's been going on in the space, and just how the Hexicans can come together and commune, and just share the good word, and teach the stuff that needs to be taught, instead of just going in there and just putting on a bunch of crap, just like the Bitcoin conferences and stuff. It's way overpriced, and the only thing you go for is just a huge party. But at least with the Hex conference, you go, you learn a lot of valuable things that you can take out and take out to the community, and and there is some good partying going on, of course, afterwards. But 4 whole days of 8-hour conference, that takes some true hard dedication. And I just want to shout out everybody that took part in that. I watched as much as I could, and everything that I watched, I wasn't disappointed by anything. Shout out to Maddie. He had a lot on his plate, and he delivered a very good conference. Had on some pretty good guests, some pretty good sessions and stuff. So shout out goes to him, man. He's done a lot for this community, even though he's got a lot of backlash of the past few weeks. He's got the best intentions at heart for this community, and what he did this past week at that Hex conference was outstanding. You can't get better than that when you see a bunch of guys coming together like that, and they share the same core values of what they want for the future. And it's basically just a big workshop. You come in, you gather your toolbox of everything you need, and then you go out in the world and do what you got to do and take care of business. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But what I kind of wanted to talk about today was, there's been a lot going on this week with, giving the Hedron price, doing an absurd amount of percentages. And like I just said, the Hex conference that went on. So, and plus, I want to dive into the chat when you guys get in here and start dropping some comments and just see where this takes us. I like to keep these streams kind of laid back and community oriented, let you guys kind of come in and take over, and I'll just take it to where we need to go. Crypto Joe, thanks for stopping by. Crypto Joe here, formerly known as First Crocodile. Oh, I appreciate you coming by here, man. You've been a big channel supporter ever since I've started doing these live streams, and it means a lot. So what I'm going to do, Joe, I'm going to add you as a mod because you were in here all the time. And I think I added your old account as a moderator as well. So I just switched it over to this one for you because you are always in here and you have shown some really good support. And also, guys, I just want to pull this up. Oh, never mind. Wrong thing. But like I said, let's get into things and go over some charts and go over some of the Hex Analytics. I want to jump into some of the Hex Analytics. There's been some interesting things happening there. And we'll just see where this thing takes us. Crypto Joe got in near the bottom of Hedron, but nowhere near enough. Bought in at higher points as well. Yeah, man, it's never a bad idea to DCA into Hedron, especially when something moves that fast. It's new and it's volatile, so you don't really know what's going to go on. The best thing you can do is just DCA into it. And when we go into the charts here, because my last live stream, I think it was last week, we went into Hedron and I said, I'm going to start DCA. Well, let's pull it up here. Let's pull it up. So if we look at Hedron, and just an outrageous chart, man. And honestly, guys, this was my first big X gain like this. I've never, I've only been in crypto a little over a year now, and I've never really experienced any gains like this. It took me off guard. And now I finally understand when people say, crypto can change your life. Up until this point, I've only heard testimonials from people, and it's just awesome to experience. But what I wanted to get into here is last week when I was doing my live streams, I think it was about right here. Yeah, I think it was about right here, or maybe right here. I started talking about saying, I'm going to start DCAing into this because there was a lot of FUD going on. Everybody was dumping their bags, and the price points were just too nice, with the fundamentals behind this project. I couldn't help myself but to start DCAing in. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, this thing just freaking takes off, man. And like I said, my mind was blown. I even, took my initial investment out here and still got multiple X's on the profits that I made. So, I'm playing with house money right now. And yes, I have started to DCA back into it. But this is just a beautiful chart. I thought for sure, when it did this major pump right here, when it started dumping right here, I thought for sure it was going to at least come back down and maybe test this prior high, or come back down to this trend line, which eventually it will. Eventually it will come back down to this trend line and touch. I mean, I'm not going to say 100% because this thing's been doing, some crazy things. But the structure that this thing has going on right now is just beautiful. It hasn't really lost its trajectory or anything. Like I said, with it being so new and with the coins being so widely available to stakers and stuff, and the FUD that this project was getting, I thought for sure maybe it was going to get a good pump right here and basically just drop right back down. But from what I can tell, and what better people to have holding your coin than Hexicans? Hexicans are the most diamond-handed investors in the space. So if they believe in a project, you best believe they're going to hold on to it because they know the value of delayed gratification. They know if they hold this project over a certain amount of time, it's not 100%, but there's a very good chance that you could definitely make some money off of this for sure. And like I said, it's already happened, and it's incredible. I love what Hedron's doing. It complements Hex very well. A lot of people would say otherwise, going off of, it takes buy pressure off of Hex, yada, yada. But for me, it incentivizes people to, stake longer. And it just incentivizes, to stake 555. You don't really have any reason not to, because you can basically, if the market does, start catching traction of the NFT market, you can kind of sell whenever you need to, and you won't have to, put that selling pressure on Hex, which is cool. Let's see. All right. If you're just tuning in, guys, drop some questions or topics you want to talk about down in the chat. I'd love to go over them. But I don't really, I have a few things planned to go over with, some charts and stuff like that. And, I just want to get you guys involved and try to answer or any topics that you guys have. So if you have any, drop them down in the chat. That'd be awesome. And if you guys want, I did provide an address here for tips, because I can't get super chats yet because I'm not over that criteria for YouTube. So if you guys do want to, it's not necessary, but if you guys do want to tip, you can send to this address here, and that would be greatly appreciated if you do. It's not mandatory at all. Just thought I would throw that out there. But so let's jump into the Hex chart, because Hex has been having a pretty good, nice days. And if you guys have been watching me for any amount of time, we've been watching this fallen wedge here. It's a beautiful structure. It's basically a classic falling wedge that's been forming on Hex. And this last pump that we had, it came right up to the top trend line of this falling wedge, and it just could not get above it. But that pump coming up to this resistance here basically just confirmed this falling wedge to me, the pattern at least. That doesn't necessarily mean that it has to break up, but it just confirms that this is, a falling wedge pattern, in my opinion. So like I said, we came right up to it, tested it, and just couldn't break above it. But we're finding some pretty good, we didn't just fall right back down to this bottom. So we're starting to get that bid pressure in on Hex. And when this thing does break, if it does break out of this falling wedge, guys, it's gonna take off. It's gonna take off. So these price points right here, in my opinion, are very good DCA and points for Hex. I have definitely been moving some of my profits from Hedron over into Hex, because it's just too nice. It's just too good of an opportunity. Because if we zoom out, I mean, we're on. If we take a measured move of this, let me zoom out a little bit. So if we take a measured move right now, we are down, 70 or 75% from all-time highs. If that's not a discount, I don't know what is. So, not financial advice, but it's definitely not a bad time to, just start building your position in Hex. Because remember, when this fork comes around, you're going to get double of all your Hex. So I'm going to look into the chat real quick. Godfather J6, yo, what's up? Just catching the stream. Long night with the baby. I know those long nights, man. My son, he just turned 2 in February, and so the terrible twos are starting to roll in. But God, man, I definitely know what you're talking about with them long nights with the baby. But I really appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate your support. You're always in here as well, and that's it means a lot, man. It means a lot. Crypto Joe, and then did a couple HSI stakes for the free Hedron. Yeah, see, and that's what a lot of people are, are doing right now. They're creating all their stakes onto, as HSIs and on the Hedron platform, because you have that bonus for claiming the Hedron tokens for your stakes. So, and once this 100-day claiming period for Hedron is over, I'm so curious to see what the price can do when that is over, because it's kind of, and it don't really look like it right now, but it's being suppressed by all the free claims, because there are people out there taking profits, and especially after that huge run up that just happened, there's going to be people out there taking profits. But when this free claim stops, I'm very curious to see what this thing can do. I really think that it could possibly follow the same trajectory as Hex did. I don't know if it'll achieve the same amount of X's as Hex in, a year and a half, 2 years. It'll probably take a little bit longer, but in my opinion, guys, Hedron is an awesome project to DCA into for now. I'm going to trust the project and support it until I have a reason not to. And that's my opinion. That's how I go about things. But, it's definitely not a bad idea to look into. I bought some Hex over Hedron a few days ago. Should have went the other way. Yeah, I mean, we're not a fucking genie. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what's going to happen. And I definitely put more money in Hex the other day out of Hedron, because I mean, who would have expected it to do an 8x? Or I think it did a little more. Who would have expected it to do that? I mean, you can't predict things like that. But I'm waiting for that thing. Hopefully, it will start, trending back down to some decent levels that I have marked, so we can start DCAing back into that thing. Nice, congrats. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Double your Hex Hedron at the launch. Yep. See, that's the big thing right now, guys. Is just keep building your bags. Keep building your bags, because when PulseChain does finally launch, it's going to be huge. We're going to, if if the values are kind of similar, or even if they have any value at all over on the PulseChain, which I'm sure they will over time, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I can't really comment on it much because I don't really know what's going to happen. But just the thought and just the speculation about it's just super exciting. Price will skyrocket after first 100 days. Hope there are dips before then to buy more. Yeah, dips are in the game. Nothing goes straight up. Sometimes we wish they would, but nothing goes up in a straight line. There's always going to be dips, always going to be shakeouts. So, just make sure you have your limit orders set. Make sure you have some good limit orders in there on either Matcha or 1 inch. That's the ones I use. You got the less slippage, and it executes pretty well. Both are great investments, 100%, 100%. I got some money waiting to clear Coinbase to get some Hedron. Seriously, in 8x in a week. Dude, it was it's crazy. Like I said, I don't know if you were here in the beginning when I was talking about it, but that was my first experience. Because like I said, I've only been in crypto a little over a year, so I haven't really experienced the whole time I've been in crypto, the market's basically been going down. So I haven't really experienced a pump like that. And it kind of caught me off guard. I was looking at, I pulled my account up the other morning and I looked at my wife. I said, holy shit. I had put $100 in Hedron for her in her account, and it had went to, $800-900. She was like, what the fuck? And see, this is the kind of stuff I love, because it's finally convincing her that crypto is a good thing. Because up until this point, like I said, since I've been in crypto, the markets have been going down. And every time I talk about it, she's like, you haven't made any money. You say you're going to make all this money, but you hadn't made nothing. All you're doing is losing money. And I don't understand it. So after she's seen, I put her $100 in the Hedron, and after she's seen this shit just straight, boom, it's finally got her attention. And I'm glad. I'm super glad. Short term for Hedron, long term for Hedron and Hex. Yep, for sure. And went 555. Yes, sir. If y'all got a 555, post it down in the chat. Let me see if I have any 555s in the chat with me. JW subbed. Hey, man, I appreciate you. I'm just a guy out here trying to spread the good word of Hex, the Richard Hart ecosystem, and building a community on the way. I really appreciate y'all stopping by, and I appreciate y'all's support. It really means a lot. David Lee, good morning all. Good morning to you as well, sir. Godfather. Muscle son. 555s. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. David Lee's a part of the 555. And since Hedron's out now, guys, there's no other way. You don't have a reason not to stake 555. And when you do stake 555, you get awesome returns. The max amount of T-shares and bonuses. You just can't lose. You can't lose. And if you're my age, I'm only 28. So if you're in my position, or hell, even if you're 555 ain't shit. And especially, since I had a son, he's 2 now, I'm setting him up with accounts, man. He's going to be set when he gets older, and that's all I want, is to be able to give him an opportunity that I never had. And, ever since I got clean and got off of drugs, that's just been my main motive, is to just provide for my family and son the way I never had it provided. Well, I mean, I had a great family, I had it provided, but, I got lost, real lost in the way. But so I'm just trying to do right, man, pay it forward, and just get involved where I can. And if I do make gains, good mad gains, I want to build something for the community, and just give back. Because, man, if you don't give, I mean, in my opinion, paying it forward is the purpose in life. That's in my opinion. A lot of people say different, but paying it forward just makes the soul feel good. Second stake I ever made was a 555. Yes, sir. What do you think of the IMD sacrifice, internet money deposit. I've watched a few streams with that guy. I think his name is KG. You know, I'm kind of sacrificed out, guys, to be honest. You know, the only ones I've really sacrificed, I've sacrificed for PulseChain, PulseX, Liquid Loans, Mintra, and I sacrificed just a little bit for Power City. You know, I'm still not 100% sold on the Power City thing. It's still kind of, you know, it just sounds really ambitious. You know, they have a lot going on that they're trying to nail down. And you know, I wish them the best of luck, because if that thing does come out, it's gonna be an awesome project if it is what they say it's gonna be. But it just seems a little ambitious to me. I'm not saying, you know, that it can't happen or anything like that, but you know, they got a lot going on. And but I did sacrifice a little bit, not a whole lot at all, just to have some skin in the game. Absolutely got to take care of your family. Family first, man. Without family, I mean, you don't have nothing. You know, you could have all the money in the world but be miserable. You know, that's not what I'm trying to do. I've only seen one interview about internet money. I need to do some more research. Yeah, same here. You know, it seems kind of memeish to me. I don't know why. Maybe I'm wrong. In my opinion, it just seems kind of memeish. Richard Hart will be coming out with his own wallet in the far future. Yeah. I seen him talking about that on his last stream, talking about that there would probably be a sacrifice for that. I'm in. Anything Richard Hart comes out with, I'm in. I don't give a shit. I'm in. Same here, not sold on it. Sacks for Liquid Loans, Mintra, Power City, and PLSX as well. Yeah. See, you know, I just want to let you guys know, same boat with Sacks and Mama. This wait will make it more satisfying. 100%. 100%. And one thing I want to bring up to you guys, you know, everybody that's in this chat right now, if you guys are in this chat and you have sacrificed for any one of these projects, guys, we're early, man. We're early. We're 100% early. We're day one investors on a project. There's not many people in the crypto space or many projects in the crypto space that's not overran with venture capitalists. Venture capitalists come in private rounds that nobody else has access to, that get dirt floor prices, and just starts dumping it on all the community members' heads, all the retail investors' heads, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And so if you're in this chat now and you are in this ecosystem, the Richard Hart ecosystem, you know, this is an opportunity that don't come around very often at all. You know, I am super blessed that I got into crypto when I did, because if I was just a few months later, I would have not known anything about this. You know, I would have been one of the guys that comes in after all this and would have to find it somewhere else and probably wound up getting wrecked. So I'm super glad that I found the Richard Hart ecosystem when I did. You know, and started doing YouTube when I did, meet you guys, seeing you guys in the chat. You know, it's just awesome, man. I've never been a part of a community like this ever. And outside of the Richard Hart ecosystem, you won't find a community like this ever. So, you know, just take it. You know, be grateful, guys. Be grateful, because everybody don't get this opportunity at all. I will sacrifice any extra cash I have to any RH projects. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Anything, you know. And, you know, all we got to really go off of Richard Hart is Hex. You know, he's you know, built the perfect, flawless Hex. But, you know, with as much time that he's taken behind PulseChain and PulseX and everything that he's doing, and with the kind of person that Richard Hart is, it's just hard for me to believe that anything that he would put out into the wild would be not good. anything that man kind of touches, he wants it to be perfect. He wants it to be gold. He wants it to be flawless. So, I'm sold. Anything Richard Hart puts out, I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer, and I'm a long-term hodler of anything that he builds. Crypto Joe, I agree. Yeah, I think everybody in this chat would agree. If anything Richard Hart comes out with, if he came on YouTube or put out a tweet right now saying he was making a sacrifice for God knows what, we would all flock over there and give all the money we had. It's crazy. Name one other person in this world that you would just send money to, not expecting anything else out of it. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. Sorry, got a message there. Did the 24-month delay to get the 2.5x for liquid loans will be a long 2 years, but will be great to step into liquid. Damn, guys, I can't read today. But will be great to step into loan tokens at a hopefully appreciated price. Yeah, and see, the thing about this comment here, what I did with my sacrifice is, how you got the Hex ladders where you can make a stake ladder where you can have one coming out, every so months. What I did with my liquid loans is I kind of made a sacrifice ladder, which I have some coming out every month for 24 months. So, I sacrificed a little more up front so I'd have a good liquid position when it does come out, so I can get into the stability pools and stuff like that and start earning my, rewards. And then just delayed out every month for the 24 months. So in my opinion, that's probably one of the best ways to take advantage of the bonus and also have some liquid supply to play with and start earning rewards on. Do you know of any ERC or MJB? Thank you for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. Do you know of any ERC 20s that won't be copied? Companies may not open portal or not permit them to migrate to PulseChain. From what I've heard Richard Hart say, the only ERC 20s that won't be copied is like any scam coins or some like Dookie meme coins and stuff like that. But from what I understand, everything will be copied. Now, given if the project's building a front end for that token on the Pulse chain, that's left unknown. But the coins will be copied over. But like I said, that's up to the protocol of the token to build a front end for PulseChain. So that's why this is going to be so interesting. So because it's going to be interesting to see who does come over to take advantage of what PulseChain has and what PulseChain has to offer. So it's going to be interesting. Good question, by the way. Good question. We believed we'll be blessed and empowered to do good and follow our callings. 100%, man. That's what we're here for, just to pay it forward and help the next person if they're struggling. At least that's what I'm here for, and that's the kind of word that I spread. Michael Johnson, thanks for stopping by, man. It's good to see you in here today. Hi, Hans Crypto. Thanks again for the information on liquid loans. Questions. What's your thoughts on Crypto Power City? It's funny you asked this. Just a few seconds or a few minutes ago, I just went over this. I have sacrificed for Power City, but it's like I said a few minutes ago, they seem a little too ambitious. Like I said, I wish them the best of luck because what they say they're wanting to build is really awesome. It really is. But in my opinion, it just seems like they have a little too much going on. They got like 4 or 5 different projects that's wanting to. It just seems a little too ambitious and a little too good to be true. That's my opinion. I could be 100% wrong. That's just how I feel. But like I said, I did sacrifice, a small amount just to have some skin in the game. Because like I said, I wish them the best of luck. What they are advertising and stuff looks awesome. If they can deliver on everything that they're saying, that's going to be even better. But it just seems, their focus is on too many things. I don't know how big their team is. I don't know how much, none of that. But for me, something that I really want to go heavy invested in, I want somebody's focus to be 100% on one thing, to make sure it's perfect. And I sound like a broken record, but it just seems a little too ambitious for me. But good question, by the way. Good question. For liquid loans sacked and getting some release day one to start staking and earn rewards right away, and then locked up the rest for 24 months to get that 2.5x. Yeah, that's a good strategy. Like I said, I always want to have, because I have seen instances in the past where, people get in on it wasn't a sacrifice, but it was, a pre-sale or whatever, and they lock up their tokens for an amount of time. And by the time their tokens get unlocked, the prices just went to shit. And, they got screwed. I don't really think that's going to happen with liquid loans or anything like that, but it's always good to, get you some up front to have liquid to play with and start, earning rewards and, getting involved with the protocol and getting familiar with it and stuff like that. So when your tokens do get released, you'll have a really good foundation and game theory set for what to do when they become available. So that's a good strategy. Good strategy. Bought a lot of Hedron to get the copy on PulseChain. Yeah, stacking them bags, man. Stacking them bags because we will get a copy. Hashtag David Lee Truth. Thoughts on Richard Hart being banned on YouTube? Hurt PulseChain awareness and growth? No, it ain't gonna hurt PulseChain's awareness and growth because we are the ones spreading the word of PulseChain's awareness, and we are the reason PulseChain is gonna have growth. Richard Hart is the founder. That's all he needs to be. He doesn't need to be out here spread. Us as a community are more powerful than any other crypto in this whole crypto sphere. You know what I mean? And with Richard Hart being banned on YouTube, he'll get it back, hopefully. I hope to God he gets it back because it's not right for what they are doing. Richard Hart's not doing anything wrong but trying to make the world a better place and spreading truth. And the reason he gets banned is because the world don't want to hear truth. YouTube don't want to hear truth because they want to control everything that comes through their platform, and they want to control everything to fill people's heads full of shit. And, that's one thing that Richard Hart does not do is fill people's heads full of shit. So, in my opinion, it's not going to hurt PulseChain. It's not going to hurt the awareness of PulseChain. And it's not going to hurt the growth of PulseChain because we are all of those things. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here doing right now is I'm trying to spread the awareness of PulseChain. I'm trying to encourage people to build on PulseChain. I'm trying to encourage people to come over and use PulseChain. That's what I'm here for. I'm a vessel for Richard Hart. I guess I'm a Richard Hart disciple, if you want to call it that. But yeah, good question though. Good question because, a lot of people are worried about that. And, his channel has been down for, longer than usual now. So, it's getting a little discouraging. Concur. Yes, sir. That's what we're here for, man. That's what we're here for. All right. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about in specific? Y'all have been dropping some awesome questions. I really appreciate that. It's probably one of the most involved live streams I've had, and I really appreciate y'all coming in here and talking. I love doing this, guys. I love coming in here and answering questions and just talking about crypto, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. ETH 2.0 gonna hurt PulseChain. Man, this is the question of the year, isn't it? Hold on, I gotta take some coffee for this one. This question, ETH 2.0 gonna hurt PulseChain? Just because Ethereum is going over to proof of stake does not mean the fees are gonna get smaller. It's still gonna be a congested network, and that's what PulseChain is here to fix. You still got to have 32 ETH to even be a validator. PulseChain's here to fix that. It's here to get the community involved. It's not centralized. I mean, Ethereum is pretty decentralized, but it's just so full of, it's so focused on people that have money. PulseChain is here to set the smaller people free. PulseChain is here to be a transfer of wealth to the people that haven't had a chance in life to, be a venture capitalist or anything like that. PulseChain is here to set us free, and PulseChain is here to be an example of how crypto and how a community should be ran. What Richard Hart has been doing is just unexplainable, man. I have never met him, but I have never seen any other man in the world the way Richard Hart is. Because he's out to set people free. He's out to change people's lives. And what Ethereum 2.0 is going to do, if it ever comes out, yeah, they're talking about Q1 of this year, Q2 of this year. It's going to be exciting to see. Because all those people that have locked up their Ethereum into the ETH 2.0 staking pools, they're going to get all those unlocked when ETH 2.0 does go live. And do you know how long that their ETH has been locked up waiting on ETH 2.0? It's been locked up a long time. It's been locked up a long time. So it's going to be very exciting to see what happens when ETH2 does go live. But in my opinion, no, it's not going to hurt PulseChain at all. And in my opinion, it's just going to help PulseChain. And PulseChain is going to help it, Because guess what ETH 2.0 don't have? ETH 2.0 does not have a PulseX or a Hex or a community like we do. So, no. ETH 2.0 can just go fuck itself. Doing great. Drive on, brother. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks for input. You the man. No, man, you the man. You the man for coming in here and asking those good questions. It's an awesome question. Y'all are the reason that we are gonna prevail. 100%. You guys in the chat, us as Hexicans are going to be the reason why PulseChain succeeds, why PulseX succeeds, why Hex succeeds, why Hedron succeeds, so it's exciting, guys. All right. I've been in the chat for a minute. Y'all keep dropping comments. I will get to them. I'm going to pull up a few things here. And if there's any coins you guys want to look at, just shout them out in the chat, and we will go over them. Another project I want to look at real quick is the Phantom. This thing has just plummeted after that news where that guy, I think his name was Andre, had to leave Phantom, or didn't have to, but he resigned from Phantom, and ever since then this thing's just been falling hard. But I do think this thing's going to break out and make a huge comeback, because the Phantom ecosystem, it's a pretty cool network to play around with. I played around with Tomb Finance there for a little while, and and crypto.com just opened up access to where you can withdraw straight to the Phantom network. So, I expect Phantom to make a comeback. It's just had a lot of FUD here recently. But let's look at Bitcoin too. Bitcoin's in an ascending triangle pattern. It's making higher lows, and just has that flat top. So I'm curious to see what happens with Bitcoin here. If it can keep climbing up this support and eventually break out. I honestly do think we're in a bear market, guys. I don't think, with everything going on in the world right now, it's just too hard to see crypto or any kind of market go up right now. Except the Hex ecosystem with Hedron and Hex. We're the only ones fucking killing it. So I don't really care about what these other cryptos do, because my eye is on the prize in the Hex ecosystem. Let's see. Let's go over here. Let's take a look at the liquid loan sacrifice, because there is only 8 days left. Look right here, 8 days, 18 hours, and 23 minutes left in the sacrifice. They have raised a whopping $45 million, which is probably the second biggest sacrifice of them all, behind PulseChain and PulseX. Which is a given. Liquid Loans has been out here. They've been doing the work. They've been transparent with the community. They've been holding live streams. They've been in the Twitter spaces. And in my opinion, Liquid Loans really cares about the community. And I'm super excited for this protocol to launch. I'm super excited to get in and play with it and, just see what they have to offer. And you can see here they have 9,090 wallets, which isn't that big, guys. I mean, Hedron has more active wallets than this right now. So it's getting exciting. You can see their total supply here is 1 trillion, a little over 1 trillion tokens. So biggest sacrificers, I think this is the Magic Carpet Ride. This is the Godwell. So definitely good players to have on our side here. But like I said, the sacrifice is wrapping up and things are getting closer and closer to launch. But the thing about Liquid Loans is, even when PulseChain launches, they're going to wait a month after PulseChain launches to even launch their project. So, we're still going to have a little waiting time on Liquid Loans. But, that's never a bad thing. If we go over here, let's look at the Power City sacrifice. You can see they're almost at 1 million. They're at $850,000, and they have 821 wallets. So you can see this hasn't had as much adoption as the other projects. You can see the total supply right now is only 1 million, or almost 2 million watt tokens. Because the way their sacrifice is, if you sacrifice right now, you get 2 for 1. So every dollar you sacrifice, you get 2 points. And the rate's going to change in 4 days, and it's going to go down to 1.75 for 1. And they have been doing, I don't know if they're going to be doing any more, but they have been doing like milestone bonuses. So I know when they hit over 100,000, they did like a 20% sacrifice bonus to a certain amount of wallets and stuff like that. So I don't know if they're still doing that. But if you have sacrificed, if you watch their live streams, they do sacrifice bonuses. They'll spin the wheel and draw random wallets for the bonuses. So that's a pretty cool thing they're doing as well. Oh, the Mintra sacrifice. You can see Mintra here. They have over $10 million sacrificed, 2,862 wallets, and their sacrifice is going to be ending in 5 days and 22 hours. So, like I said, all the sacrifices are starting to come to an end. It's getting more and more exciting because things are starting to wrap up. The sacrifice phases are starting to end. Thank God. Because it's so crazy. Every time I make any profits on a trade or on a coin, I contemplate sacrificing more to these other projects. And so I'm just going to be so glad when these damn sacrifices are over. So, I don't even have to think about it, to be honest. All right, let's go back to the chat here. That's a good amount of money for their sack. If you're talking about Liquid Loans, yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a crazy amount. Referring to, the others that haven't even touched that. Have a good feeling about Liquid Loans. Very professional, great utility. Yeah, and Jesse the Pit Boss. Shout out to him. He works hard, man. He gets a lot of flack for some of the stuff that he does. He's gotten some hate on Twitter and stuff, but shout out to that guy, man. He dedicates his time to really teaching people what they need to know about it, whether it be PulseChain, Hex, Liquid Loans. And shout out to Matt as well. He's posting daily, keeping people updated on everything that they need to know about Liquid Loans, and just, putting good informational content out for the world. And I really have to commend them about that, And Jesse did come on my channel when I first kind of was getting started. And, I want to apologize to him because that was a terrible interview on my behalf. Because he basically did all the talking, and I was just confused, man. I didn't really know what I was talking about with Liquid Loans at the time. I just kind of wanted to bring him on and just learn more from him. So that's why I really wasn't engaged with him while he was on the channel. But I really appreciate him coming on and delivering that message for us. I did not for Mentra. Honestly, didn't do too much research into that. There were just so many sacks to choose from. Yeah, and the only reason that I sack for Mentra is, one of my big philosophies is I invest in the people behind these projects, and with Gerardo and some of the other guys on that team, they're good people, and I know for sure that they have the best interests at heart for the community, because Gerardo's got the Look Into Hex website, and he's been a big just a big entity in this space that people look up to, and I really think that he's going to drive Mentra to be an awesome project. And Mentra is not just going to be just a place for NFTs. If you hold the Mint token, you're going to be able to just stake the Mint token and earn rewards for it. So in my opinion, anything that I'm able to stake, I'm going to buy and just hold it and just start earning rewards on it. But yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from. There was just a lot of sacks to choose from at the time, and just overwhelming. MJB, I was gonna send you a tip, but then I'd get smoked by ETH fees. Fuck, once PulseChain's up, I can tip all day long and not get jacked by fees. Yeah, I appreciate your thought. The thought, hold on. And here it is, guys. If you guys do want to send me a tip, it's appreciated. It's not mandatory, but I just had it here just in case you guys did want to do that. But like my man said, ETH fees are kind of, they are kind of fucked up right now. But I appreciate the thought, man. That's all that matters. Agreed with MJB. Thank you, man. Did Itsy Bitsy sack in Mentra and Power City? Brand's comment about 100 turning to 1 million rings in my head. Did Itsy Bitsy sack in Mentra and Power City? What's Itsy Bitsy? Did Itsy Bitsy? Am I missing something? I don't know exactly. I feel stupid right now. Did Itsy Bitsy sack in for Mentra? Brand's comment about 100 turning to 1 million rings in my head. I do relate to that last part there. Brand's comment about, yeah, it's very possible, man. It's very possible. Anything in this space, it's very possible if you just hold on long enough. It's very possible. Too late to sack from Intra, LL, or Power City if people haven't sacked yet? No. I mean, you are going to get a little worse rate, but Power City right now, you can still get the best rate. Oh, thank you, Godfather. Now I kind of understand. Did an itsy bitsy sack? I got you. Hey, that's all that's all it takes, man. It don't matter what size sack you put in. Trust me, I didn't make huge sacks either. I'm not Mr. fucking Moneybags over here, But you can DCA into them, or you can DCA into the sacks. While the sacks are going on, you can just DCA into those. And then if you hold and don't sell and just stake your tokens and just start DCAing when these things launch, they're going to have a dip. They might not dip below sack prices, but they will have a dip, and just keep building your position. Just keep building it. And, before you know it, guys, your bags are going to be huge. Things in crypto always go up in value 9 times out of 10, unless they just truly suck or it's a rug pull. But like Godfather said, too late to sack. Like I said, it's not too late if you haven't sacked at all. It's not too late. It's always good to have a little skin in the game if you believe in that project and if you believe in the political statement that you're making with that project. No, it's never too late. And with liquid loans, you can lock up your tokens to make up for the worst rate that you're getting. So, and like I said, Power City, it's still on the best rate right now. It's 2 for 1. So, it's still in the early stages there. But for Mintra, it is getting to the late stages for Mintra. So, just be aware if you do sacrifice for any of these, just be aware of what you're doing before you send any money. Jess is awesome. Yeah, I really like Jesse and the way he goes about, just teaching people, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. David Lee said, yep. All right. Keep the chat rolling, guys. I'm going to pull up something else here that I wanted to look at with you. The Hex Daily Stats website. Something that I really like looking at is these numbers, or I didn't mean to light up these, but the current stakers. And if you look at these, man, it just ticks up and ticks up and ticks up and ticks up every day. That is awesome. And sometimes I think people forget to come look at things like this, because it don't matter what the price is doing. This right here, if you come in here and look, this is adoption, guys. This just goes to show you adoption. You got current stakers, total stakers, current holders, and it just keeps ticking up day by day by day. And, we are getting rid of some of the big guys that have held some big bags in Hex for a long time. They've been dumping their bags here recently, and I'm glad that they're getting the hell out, because they're just transferring the wealth to other people. And, once they're all out and we actually get the core people that actually care about the project, man, this place, or this token can just do things that's unimaginable. Things that you can sit here and think about how high something can go, and it'll go higher. It can do unbelievable things right now. But if we look here, the T-share price is $2,664. T-share rate, 21,000 Hex will get you a T-share. Payout per T-share is almost 6. It's 5.9. Hex liquidity is 233 million Hex. USDC liquidity, 26 million. And ETH liquidity, 2.5 thousand Ethereum. And right now, for an ERC20 transfer, so if you wanted to make a transfer, is $4. A Uniswap swap is $12, and to add liquidity is $11. And I want to look at one more thing here, and then I'm going to start rounding or closing things out. And this is looking to hex.com here, and at the T-share price. So, and as we all know, this is just an unbelievable chart. It's a beautiful chart. I never get tired of looking at it. But at one point, guys, the T-shares were almost, I think, $10,000 or really close to it. And right now, just look at the discount. A T-share is only, $2,200 right now. You can't beat it, because look where it can go. And it can go way higher than this. Just look at this chart, guys. And if you look right here, and this little section right here, it's kind of got the same structure as this section, right? And then look what it does. Boom, boom. And it just starts crawling up and up and up and up, because you got to remember that the T-shares get more scarce as time goes on. So just remember that the T-shares are always going to start getting more scarce as time goes on, and these things are just going to do nothing but get more and more expensive. So everything, it's a super exciting time to be in crypto, guys. Super exciting with PulseChain, PulseX, all these other projects launching on the ecosystem, and just looking at these charts, just knowing what they're able to do. Only thing I can say is just keep stacking your hexes, keep stacking, anything you can for when this PulseChain launches, because it's going to be an awesome, awesome opportunity. MJB, when 2B is up, are you talking about the testnet? When 2B is up and then eventually 3, So we'll just connect MetaMask to it, and then our PRC20s and SAC point coins will appear on MetaMask. Is how that, yeah, from my understanding, what Richard has said, because all you're going to have to do is just transfer over to the PulseChain testnet. And what he's wanting to do with this 2B and 3 is have all the sacrifice totals in there, and also have all the ERC20 copies that you'll have at the time of the snapshot for the testnet. They will also be in your MetaMask wallet, and it'll be a more recent snapshot of the coins that like you're holding right now. So you will also see them as PRC20s, and you will see all your sacrifice points slash coins in your MetaMask as well. I'm not too sure if you're going to have to add the contract addresses for the testnet. I'm sure you'll probably have to add the contract addresses into MetaMask. And I'm not 100% sure what the contract addresses are yet. So, that's just something we're going to have to keep an eye out on, and just wait to see his updates, because I'm sure that he will post those addresses and stuff like that. But yeah, like you said, it should be out within the next week, which is super cool, super exciting. And, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, sir. You're very welcome. Very, very welcome. Well, guys, if there's nothing else that you guys want to talk about, I think I'm going to start wrapping things up. I will be doing a live stream tomorrow as well. I'm going to try to start doing them. I'm going to do at least one a weekend and post a video during the week. But this weekend I'll be doing a live stream today and tomorrow. So if anybody wants to jump on a live stream with me tomorrow and do a show with me, just get on here and shoot the shit and talk about crypto. That would be cool. Just send me a DM on Twitter or Telegram, and we'll get that set up. But I appreciate y'all stopping by. Before we go, let's look at the prices one more time and just see where we're at, because Hedron's up 21% today, which is just, this thing just don't stop, guys. It's just not stopping. Let's go to the 4-hour. I mean, you can see it's kind of having some pretty strong sell pressure at about this range right here. You can see these wicks. And it's just, the candles are starting to get real indecisive. But it's holding this support line here pretty well. But the structure on this thing is just beautiful, beautiful. But I'm hoping in my opinion, it's going to come back down to this prior high at some point to at least test it. Even though it did come back down here to test and it's taken back off, and it's just got some bullish structure, man. When you have a chart, when a chart like this looks this bullish, it's just hard to stop it. It's hard to stop it. I'm excited to see where this thing can go. But zooming out, this long-term trend line, it's possible that it comes back down to test this at some point, but if it just wants to continue to stay bullish, it can do that as well. But the major resistance lines are going to be, about where this red line is at about 79,800. And if it can break through this prior high right here at 71,600, which it's very capable of doing, seeing as the move that it's done so far. So just keep your eyes out on this. If you want some good, DCA limit orders, I'd put some, not financial advice. This is what I've done. I've got some limit orders set down here at about 51,000 at the prior launch height here. And then I also have some down here at about 35,100. And if it drops back down to 35,100, I'm gonna go pretty heavy into it there. But that's my outlook for Hedron. That's my plans for Hedron. So let's just see where this thing takes us. And looking over here at Hex before we go, it's having a pretty decent day. It's kind of bouncing up from its dump that it had yesterday, and finding some little bit of support here. I think that it's going to try to come back up here and test this falling trend line or resistance line again. Hopefully we can break through it. If we do, we're going to have this little bit of resistance right here at around 14 cents, and then the next one at about 16 cents. So, just keep your eyes open for that. And some good limit orders that I have set for Hex is down here at 11 cents, 11.5 cents, and also at about 10 cents. So that's where I got my limit orders set for Hex and Hedron. And let's just see where these charts take us, man. It's an interesting time to be in crypto. It's an interesting time to watch these Hex and Hedron chart with everything going on in the Hex ecosystem. Anything can happen, and as we've seen, anything is going to happen. So it's exciting. It's exciting. Thanks, brother. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Godfather, man. I appreciate you being in here and holding down the chat. I really appreciate that. And before I go, bring this up again, guys. If you do want to send some tips, I'm open to tips. This is an address here, my Ethereum address for tips. It's not, I'm not telling you to do it or anything like that. It's just appreciated. I can't receive super chats yet, so I figured I'd do this just to have the option there. So that's there if y'all want to send tips to me. They're appreciated, but not mandatory. I appreciate everybody stopping by. I will be going live tomorrow, probably around the same time, maybe about 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But until then, I appreciate y'all's support. I appreciate y'all showing out in the chat, and I will see you guys tomorrow.